On Global TV News Express, Nigeria leads as ECOWAS members default on 150 judgment. Senate warns NHIS coverage for kidney disease. Olubajan Lekan dies at 81. Ogun Germany to partner in agriculture, and sports. Nigeria dropped to 10th after day 7 in African Games. Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global TV. We're live in nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. James Enimi as Chief Medical Director of the Federal Medical Center, Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, for an initial term of 4 years, and the reappointment of Professor Saidi Aliyu Ahmed as Chief Medical Director of the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, for a second term of 4 years. The President expects that the newly appointed Chief Medical Directors, leveraging their vast experience and professional competence, will facilitate the consistent delivery of quality healthcare services to all Nigerians in tandem with the renewed hope agenda of ensuring that all services in federal government hospitals are world-class, people-centered, and delivered in accordance with best industry practice. A senior special assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Issa, in a press conference, have proposed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to appoint Halima Adenike as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, stating that the absence of the minister in the ministry have created a huge vacuum which has had a negative effect on the welfare of the people with disabilities and the vulnerable groups. Fauzia Lukman tells us more.
In line with the vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure inclusion in every segment of society in his renewed hope agenda, the senior special assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Issa Abba, have called upon the President to consider Halima Adenike Tejuosho for the position of Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
In light of her exemplary service and unwavering dedication to humanitarian causes, I call upon President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to consider Mrs. Halima Adenike for the position of Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Her expertise, passion, and proven track record make her eminently qualified to lead effort in addressing the challenges facing the most vulnerable members in our society. We are appealing on behalf of 35 million Nigerian persons with disability. This is our community. This is our community. That's the extent that it is our community, 35 million Nigerian persons with disability, that we are appealing to Mr. President to listen to our own, to endorse her. It is the vulnerable people that endorse her. When we are the people that selected who is supposed to lead us, I think we are going to achieve the desired goal of the Renew Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He further added that Adenike's dedication to humanitarian cause have been exemplary, with a track record of selfless service and providing essential support and care for those in need.
Mrs. Halima Adenike's dedication to humanitarian causes has been exemplary, which a track record of selfless service and tireless advocacy for the marginalized members of our community. Her efforts have touched countless lives, providing essential support and care to those in need. Her commitment to improving the lives of persons with disability is unparalleled, as evidenced by her involvement in various initiatives aimed at promoting inclusivity and accessibility, from advocating for better healthcare services to champion the education and employment opportunities. Mrs. Adenike has been in a beacon of hope for community of persons with disability for a long.
He emphasized on the accomplishment of the office in bringing development and impacting the lives of persons with disabilities.
We have done a lot within the short period of our resumption, but there are still a lot more to be accomplished. A series of programs and intervention from the office targeted at bringing development and impacting the lives of persons with disability and vulnerable in our society. One of such is the distribution of the palliatives to cushion the effect of the economic hardship in the country.
Fauzia Lukman, Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Temitope Ilori to serve as Director General of National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, for an initial term of 4 years. Dr. Ilori is a senior lecturer in the Department of Community Medicine at the University of Ibadan and a consultant family physician at the University College Hospital, Ibadan. The President expects the new Director General to bring her wealth of experience and expertise into the similar role to achieve the mandate of NACA, which includes the coordination, monitoring, and evaluation of the implementation of the Strategic National Plan for the Control of HIV and AIDS, STDs, as well as the mobilization of resources for an effective and sustainable response to HIV, AIDS, STDs. The federal government, through the Minister of Transportation, Said Akali, has initiated a move to transition Nigerian Railway Corporation locomotive from diesel to liquefied natural gas and compressed natural gas in a bid to steer the corporation towards sustainable energy sources and to reduce operational costs. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the ministry's Director of Press and Public Relations, Oloyemi Oyetomi, who said to have reiterated the desire of President Bola Tinubu's administration to provide Nigerians with efficient, affordable, and sustainable transportation, given the recent removal of subsidy on fuel. The Nigerian Senate has passed for second reading the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2024. This followed a correspondence by President Bola Tinubu, who wrote to the upper legislative chamber seeking the repeal of the existing law and has submitted a fresh bill to be passed. Kikolo Mokere brings us more details.
This request comes a day after the announcement of a temporary suspension of the commencement of the Student Loan Scheme, which could allow students of tertiary institutions access to interest-free loan to complete their studies.
It is my honor and privilege to lead the debate on the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Act, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2024. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the bill seeks to enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Loan Scheme by addressing challenges relating to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements, loan purpose, funding sources, and disbursement. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the objectives of the bill are to, 1, provide loans to qualified Nigerians to pay tuition, fees, charges, and upkeep during their course of study.
During the debate, several lawmakers lauded the executive bills, which also seek to address challenges relating to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements, loan purpose, fund sources, and disbursement.
I stand to support this bill, this proposed bill, because of its importance. And that shows that Mr. President knows where the foundation of our problems are. If by the time we have this loan scheme become very effective, Nigerians will see why this scheme is more important than any other thing in putting a foundation for the growth of this country, especially when it has to do with tertiary institutions, where quite a number of research will be done and many innovations will be done. There's no better time to bring this than now.
I will also want to commend the executive in the repayment scheme of the bill, whereby students who obtain this loan will start their repayment 2 years after their youth service, meaning they have a period of moratorium to do their repayment. Because if the bill had come with some stringent conditions, then we will find it difficult to achieve what the bill intends to.
In his concluding remark, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, committed the proposed Student Loan Bill 2024 to the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institution and TET Fund for further legislative input.
Bill for an act to repeal the Students' Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training, and skills acquisition, and for related matters dealt with 2024. Second reading taken.
The Student Loan Access to Higher Education Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024 seek to enhance the implementation of the Higher Education Student Loan Scheme by addressing challenges related to the management structure of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, applicant eligibility requirements loan, purpose, funding sources, disbursement, and repayment procedure. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The spokesman for the Senate, Yemi Adaramodu, has berated the People's Democratic Party for calling for the resignation of the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, over the unfounded claim of 3.7 trillion naira budget padding. The budget padding allegation was raised by the PDP senator representing Bauchi Central, Senator Abdul Nengi. Nengi, in a media interview, claimed that while the budget passed by the National Assembly for the 2024 fiscal year was 25 trillion naira, the one being executed by the presidency was 28.7 trillion naira. Meanwhile, All Progressive Congress Senator Yaradua, representing Katsina Central, has replaced Nengi as the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum. Nengi immediately resigned from the position following his suspension by the Senate. Yaradua's emergence as the new chairman of the NSF was sequel to unanimous endorsement to the effect by senators across the three geopolitical zones in the north. Minister of Federal Capital Territory Administration, Nyesom Wike, says his administration has been able to bring down the wave of insecurity. Wike made this known while addressing the Nigerian Senate on the state of security in the nation's capital, Abuja. This meeting was prompted by the Senate on the security situation on the FCT following a recent kidnapping incident at the Galadima area of the Abuja metropolis. Kikole Mokere has the rest of the details.
Speaking with journalists after the closed-door meeting, which lasted over 3 hours, FCT Minister informed the lawmakers that the recent arrest of two most wanted kidnappers and intelligence-driven security has helped the administration to curtail the insecurity in the territory. Wike, who said the level of kidnapping, among other crimes, may not be eradicated with involvement of family members arranging for the kidnapping of their fellow family members. He, however, assured more of infrastructure provision and improved security in the territory. He noted that there is no part of the world where crime is totally eradicated, with the assurance to do more to save the lives and properties of the residents.
It's not correct. Even the senators agreed that security has quite improved in FCT. And let me also say, there's no part of this world where criminality has been abated. No. You have heard several times in America where people go to school and shoot students. So let people not have that impression that you cannot have one crime or the other. What we're trying to say, being able to limit or reduce the level of insecurity. But if anybody tells you that as society is concerned, you will not have one form of criminality, that is not correct. And we must have to tell ourselves the simple truth. Also, most of the kidnappings to you here sometimes are state-managed by people. There are some internal arrangements.
Also speaking, FCT Commissioner of Police Bennett Igwe noted that the force under its leadership and the support of the Inspector General of Police and FCT Minister will continue to comb the FCT border forest of the FCT of Niger, Kaduna, Nasarawa, and Kogi State. Meanwhile, Igwe cleared the air that the correctional officer who shot and killed one of the handcuffed and convicted offender in Wuse Market on Tuesday has been arrested for interrogation.
The question was how FCT has been secured recently. All of them came to acknowledge that FCT is not secured recently, especially like many of them said there, since my assumption of office. They have seen changes, they have seen, and I give it to some of my boys, my colleagues in the other security outfit, because we have been working in synergy to ensure safety. We have gone extra miles to ensure safety. And they were able to mention at least since 1 month, and there's no kidnapping in FCT. No person can say there's a kidnapping. And we pray God for that, for the opportunity. It's because of what we have put on the ground. We have used a lot of intelligence. We have decided to dominate the forests.
Kike Lomo Okiri, Global Television News.
The Taraba State Police Command has confirmed the discovery of 7 travelers' bodies amidst the dense foliage of forests. This revelation comes in the wake of an attack on an 18-seater bus which was targeted in an ambush at Gamkwe village within the Donga local government area of the state. Loaded with passengers from Zangobiam in Benue State, the vehicle was en route to Mayula in the Bali local government area of Taraba State when a group of assailants believed to be vigilante members launched an attack and struck the vehicle with deadly force. Reports said that the vigilante members had been mourning the death of their member when they sighted the bus and attacked it in an anger, claiming the passengers' kinsmen were responsible for the death of the vigilante member. And as sequel to President Bola Tinubu's directive to all security agencies to ensure that recently abducted students in the Kuruga local government area of Kaduna State is released without ransom, the Nigerian Armed Forces has reiterated commitment to ensure the release and safety of the victims, while keeping journalists abreast with activities of the armed forces in the theater of operations. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, noted that the hostage situation is an extremely sensitive one, which unfortunately is not unprecedented in the history of the ongoing war. Kikolema Kere has the rest of the details.
Addressing journalists in Abuja, the Director of Defense Media Operations says the citizens were abducted by a brutal and bloody terrorist group that should only be addressed as terrorists, not bandits. He assured that getting these hostages back is the top of priorities of the military, adding that the armed forces have leveraged on international partners for support so as to help provide intelligence in dealing with the ugly situation.
Several of their leaders and their commanders have been neutralized as a result of troops' onslaught. They want to use these hostages as human shield for their survival. That is how desperate they are. Nevertheless, be assured that we will not rest until these hostages are returned. Cowardice by going for such soft targets to impede troops' advances. I assure you that we will not rest until these hostages are returned.
Meanwhile, during the week under review, troops neutralized 213 terrorists and arrested 216 of them. Troops also arrested 67 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 26 kidnapped hostages.
Furthermore, troops recovered 189 assorted weapons and over 4,000 assorted ammunition. The breakdown of the weapons and ammunition as follows: 111 AK-47 rifles were recovered this week. 31 locally fabricated guns were recovered this week, including improvised explosive devices, among others.
In the South-South zone, the director rules out that troops of Operation Delta Safe maintain momentum against the activities of crude oil theft. Troops destroyed several illegal refining sites and recovered stolen products. Troops arrested suspected violent extremists, Bonkra, and responded to kidnap incidents in Okpe and Boni local government area of Delta State and Rivers State, as well as Akoko Edo local government area of Edo State, respectively.
In the South-South, troops denied the oil theft of over 1.5 billion naira within the week. In the Niger Delta area, discovered and destroyed 150 dugout pits, 30 boats, 73 storage tanks, over 200 drums filled with illegally refined AGO, and 15 vehicles.
The military high command says there is need for citizens when they see posts from this terrorist group and their cohorts, particularly on social media, saying these groups feed on the attention that they received in the media to sway to populists. It therefore urged citizens to be conscious of such posts and avoid being used directly or indirectly against the national interest. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
A total of 150 judgments by the Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, and Court of Justice have yet to be obeyed and enforced by member countries. A record of the status of the judgment obtained from the court's registry indicated that all ECOWAS countries and some of its institutions have outstanding judgment to enforce. According to the record, as of January 31st, 2024, Nigeria topped the list within the highest number of unenforced judgments at 43, followed by the Republic of Togo with 23 and Guinea ranking third with 14. Others are Mali with 11, the Republic of Niger has 9, Senegal 8, Sierra Leone 7, and Cote d'Ivoire with 6. The Gambia has yet to be enforced 5, Benin Republic, Liberia, and Burkina Faso have 4 unenforced judgment each. Ghana has 3, while Cabo Verde and Guinea-Bissau have 1 each. The Senate's call on the federal government to expand its coverage, the National Health Insurance Scheme, to cover patients with chronic kidney disease. It also urged the federal government and other stakeholders to launch extensive public awareness campaigns on kidney disease prevention, risks, and unavailable treatment. The Senate resolutions were sequel to the adoption of a motion sponsored by Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua, APC Katsina Central, on the personal explanation during Tuesday plenary. In his presentation, Yaradua said recent statistics from the Nigerian Association of Nephrology revealed that 25 million Nigerians were living with kidney disease. The Balogun of Ibadan Land, Oba Wolabi, will be crowned as the next Olubadan of Ibadan Land, subject to the approval of the state governor, Seyi Makinde. He will be crowned following the demise of the 42nd Olubadan, Obalekan. The Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Obalekan Ali II, had died at age 81. Oba Balogun spent 2 years on the throne of his forefathers, having been presented the staff of office by the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, on March 11, 2022. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, described the late monarch as a towering figure similar to the Iroko tree. The remains of the late Olubadan of Ibadan Land, Obalekan II, will be interred according to Islamic rites today, Friday, March 15, 2024, at his Aliwo ancestral home in Ibadan, Oyo State capital. Now you're watching News Express coming to live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles not shown on the screen. When News Express returns, PH Refinery gets 450,000 barrels crude resumes operation on April. These and other stories coming right after this break. Stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of News Express. Many thanks for staying with us. On the foreign scene, Ramil was a 12-year-old Palestinian boy born and raised in Shufat, a refugee camp in occupied East Jerusalem that is home to about 16,000 people. Ramil was playing with his brother and his friends in front of the family home when they urged him on to light a firework. He pointed it away from him, roughly in the direction of some Israeli border police, but aimed up in the sky. According to the video of the incident, before even the firework could go off, Rami was hit by a bullet fired by a border police officer positioned some distance away. In a statement, the police said a single shot was fired at a suspect who had endangered the forces while firing aerial fireworks in their direction. The police have not yet released Rami's body to the family. The police did not respond to the specific questions about the shooting, but the family told the BBC and the news that the bullet hit Rami in his heart. The United Kingdom government said it was considering a scheme to send its rejected asylum seekers to Rwanda voluntarily, who reportedly paid them up at €3,000 to make the move. The plan, an extension of existing voluntary returns arrangement, comes as ministers struggle to kickstart separate controversial proposal to deport other migrants for the East African nation first unveiled in 2022 in a bid to deter tens of thousands of migrants arriving each year on a small boat from mainland Europe. That scheme has stalled due to legal challenges. The government is trying to certify the UK Supreme Court ruling that deporting asylum seekers to Kigali is illegal under international law by enacting legislation compelling judges to treat it as a safe third country. And that's the size of the News Express coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on the screen. I am Edikan Michael. Many thanks for watching. See you again.